Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pig City Podcast. This is another football episode. Today, we're going to be doing the top 10 quarterback rankings. All right, so right before we get into this, I do have one question to answer, the question of the day. We'll usually start with some kind of question we've got from a message, a comment, some type of thing in that sort. The question is this. Speaking of quarterbacks, I have two guys I'm trying to decide between. One of them I trust a little more, but the other I feel more likely I can get a stack with. A stack, again, referring to typically a receiver, maybe a tight end, but typically a pass catcher, a receiver that would be on the same team as that quarterback. For example, I would actually give as an example. Should I go with Tua if I think I can end up with Tyreek or Jaylen Waddle, or if I don't think I can get St. Brown and Goff, do I go with Goff if I trust Goff more than Tua? All right, so that's operating under the circumstances that you do trust Goff more than you trust Tua. Now, if you have two quarterbacks, basically the way I would say it is I rank the players in tiers. That's not what we're doing today, but as far as for drafting purposes, you put them in tiers of your groupings. And I think if you have them in the same tier, then lean towards the stack. If they're a tier down, obviously more than one tier down, definitely not. But if they're a tier down, depending on how you rank them, I understand if it's last in this tier, first in this tier, they're close. But that's the point of the tier, to have it cut off. I would not do it. I would lean toward which quarterback you trust the most, because you can trust yourself with that. Don't get caught up on having to have a stack. It is nice because the touchdown, you get the touchdown for both. But that would be my simple answer. If they're in the same tier, leans toward the stack. If they're in a different tier, do not do it. All right, so there was a question of the day, 2-minute drill. We did it under 2 minutes. Good job, everybody. Today are the quarterback rankings. All right, so we're just going to hop right into it. Quarterback rankings. Number 1, Jaylen Herz. Now, before you start saying, Homer fan, yes, I'm an Eagles fan, but you can get mad if you want to. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, both locked up, both going to be there. And they also went and added Saquon Barkley, which only helps Hertz as well. They add Paris Campbell, maybe a little John Ross depth. They have some rookies, Nagata, Anaya Smith, whoever you think is going to get in there. There's depth there. There's no problem with that. You have Goddard, tight end. They even added CJ. Look, they're going to move the ball. The tush push isn't going away anywhere, and there could be some rushing touchdown regression. I understand that. He may not have as many rushing touchdowns this season. However, here's the biggest change in why Jaylen Hertz is my QB1. He's going from a stale, boring, basically middle school offense for basically the whole year last year to Kellen Moore, which is all about creativity, which is about getting the ball in different places, which is about moving the ball. And again, maybe I'm being optimistic. Maybe I'm buying in. I don't know how you could have Hertz outside of your top 5, but for me, he is number 1. You have the talent across the board, and I think they're going to have to move the ball to win. And you don't go back to Saquon Barkley if you're not going to pass the ball more. So that's all I'm saying on that. All right, number 2. In my quarterback rankings, we have Josh Allen. He lost Diggs. He lost Gabe Davis. There's a lot of speculation and reports that James Cook is going to be used even more, because he was excellent when he was used in the offense. But at the end of the day, I don't know if you heard or not, he is Josh Allen. He's electric. It's his team. Somebody's going to step up wide receiver, and who's going to be the engine that keeps his entire team going? Josh Allen. It's really simple. If he's healthy, he's at the top of the league. You might can argue somebody will be above him or move him down some, but he's got to be at the top of your rankings in any metric whatsoever. He's Josh Allen. Huge arm, good speed, good footwork, maybe a little more aggressive, needs to take a little less hits, continue to stay healthy. But look, you can only contain him for so long. Josh Allen, number 2 on the rankings. Number 3, you're probably waiting on this guy already, Patrick Mahomes. Now, let me make a disclaimer. If this is strictly, we're just talking about who do you trust to win a game the most, who's the best quarterback in the league on a postseason basis, one game, winner take all to win, of course no one's better. He has the best start to a career probably ever. The most active Super Bowls of anybody, the only person with more than one currently in the NFL, back-to-back Super Bowls. There's no reason to doubt him as a player and as a quarterback. However, their offense was not very crisp last year. It wasn't very clean, not very productive. However, he did figure it out again and win a Super Bowl. But we see from reports, we hear Mahomes talking about it, he wasn't really happy with the offense at large last year. So they need him to be better this year. Not that he was the problem, but He takes responsibility as an elite generational all-time player does, and they have key losses on the defensive side. They have their top cornerbacks gone up front. I'm not sure how strong they're still going to be. Their defense isn't going to be able to win them these games, and they have Andy Reid. I'm sure Andy Reid wasn't super happy with their offense throughout the year either, nor was our next component of this, Travis Kelce, who, despite being more famous than ever thanks to his icon girlfriend, he has taken a step. Maybe you don't want to say a full step back, but he's taking a step back. Let's just be honest. He doesn't look the same. He's not. Nobody's going to continue to age in this sport gracefully at any other position, really. And at least at this point, we're not even really sure the whole Rashee Rice, his situation, his role, what it's going to be. But let's just say, for instance, he's there. Obviously, good for Mahomes. But if he's not, they go out, they go get Hollywood Brown, keep him healthy, and Xavier Worthy out of Texas University. Thank you, University of Texas. Sorry, UT. Hook 'em. While they may not have been as consistent and they may still not be to start this year, they are not satisfied with their offense. And if you're Mahomes and you're that psychotic with your winningness and your eliteness, you're going to continue to improve. You're going to continue to get better. There's no doubt in my mind they're going to be better offense. Maybe not at the very, very top, but I have him coming number 3. They're going to stretch the field, and the receivers are just going to catch the ball more. A lot of drops last year, a lot of problems. They're able to throw the ball down the field. I think people were going to forget Mahomes can throw it down the field. He's everything. He's not just one thing. He's incredible. And if you want to sit here and say Mahomes should be number 1, okay, well, I already explained why that's not the case, but leave a comment and let me know. Number 4, Lamar Jackson. The storyline last season and all offseason was, how long is it going to take for Lamar to adjust to a Todd Monken offense? Everybody's saying, hey, he's going to be great in this. He's going to thrive. He's going to be great. Other people, well, maybe not. It's not going to look good. Here's the thing. Did it always look smooth? Was week to week Lamar a top scoring quarterback in the league? No. But when you have Lamar's ability, you go out, you have your best career year, you have the best completion percentage of your entire career. He's been as healthy as he was in the whole career. He's elite. You didn't see him taking near as many hits. You saw him getting out of the way. You saw him making moves. They really had injuries from the pass catcher perspective. And I think we're leaving out a point. He was the MVP of the year last year. I don't care if you think he should have been. He was. And for all of you who say, yeah, but he hasn't won anything yet, still leave the comment. That's fine. Let me give you a list of people. Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson. That's the only people that have won something more than Lamar. No, he didn't make it to the Super Bowl, but that's because he has to face Mahomes on the way there. I know he hasn't always lost to Mahomes, but last year they were the better team, and the Chiefs came by and said, you know what? We know how to win games more than you. Here's the thing. You can't hate on Lamar for that. You can if you want to critique him or knock him down a few. He's elite, is elite. So if your top 4 is not Mahomes, Rodgers, Stafford, Wilson, I don't want to hear an argument. Well, he hasn't won anything, because nobody else has won a Super Bowl either in the entire league. There's a little fact for you. Anyways, Lamar Jackson, elite quarterback. No concerns going to another year. More chemistry, more feel for the team. Their pass catcher should improve, should be more confident, should add in a few little elements there. Don't have concerns about him. To round out our top 5, staying in the division, Joe Burrow. And for you Bengals fans that are mad that, well, we made it to the Super Bowl. Look, Lamar's coming off an MVP season. These rankings are for this year. Lamar has just been a little bit more dynamic at times. However, here's my questions about Burrow. Is he healthy? Is he not getting sacked at an extremely high rate? Then he's elite. If you want to switch Burrow and Lamar, sure, let me know. Leave a comment. But very few players in the league have this feel. When you watch Joe Burrow play, you never feel like they're out of the game. You never feel like, no matter what their record is, if they're 0-3, 1-4, 2-6, you never feel like their season's gone too far. And there are so few people that you feel they still have that guy on their team. They still have him. They still can do this. Okay. And he has one of the, I'm not going to say the number, he has one of the best receivers in the league. Video coming on receiver rank. You have that at your disposal at any point. I'm not that concerned about the other receiver problems. I know contracts and possibilities and whatever. He's Joe Shiesty. That's who he is. He's the man. He's healthy. He's a winner. I expect them to air it out even more. They get rid of Mixon. Don't feel like they got to feed him as much. Obviously, they're not going to only pass the ball, but I think that their passing numbers could even go up. And honestly, Joe Burrow, he's just always been a winner. He's going to continue to be a winner. Very, very few people you should even think about as your quarterback above Joe Burrow. He's always been a winner. Well, I guess except when he was at the Ohio State. Speaking of the Ohio State, number 6 on our rankings, C.J. Stroud. Look, we're not going to have the debate right now whether or not he should have been the number 1 pick or how he'd be doing in Charlotte, Carolina, whatever. He's in Houston. He was a beast, and they did what you should do. They went and got him even more help. What do you do when a guy shows promise when he's really young? You don't just say, oh, he'll figure it out with what we got. You say, you know what? No, we're going to go get him help. Go get Joe Mixon, who still can be very productive. Stephon Diggs, receiver rankings video to see where he lands. New role, a lot of mouths to feed. You have Nico Collins. You have Tank Dell. I don't know who takes a bigger hit between them two. I don't think Diggs is going to come in and bring enough drama to slow this offense down. But ironically, the only concern I do have is that D'Amico, their head coach, would kind of want to have maybe more. I know this sounds weird, maybe a little slower paced offense, because last year CJ had to be superb in every way. Obviously, they had people step up and they had big plans, but if they're scripting ways to win games, it's not always going to have to be CJ coming back or coming through. They can just get the lead, have the lead, hold the lead, win the game. Not that they take the foot off their gas. I do think maybe they won't be as go as you may be thinking. More offensive players does not always mean higher pace, quicker offense. It doesn't concern me, though. And the fair question, I think, would be, is number 6 too high for a potential sophomore slump? Not for me. I'm all in on CJ Stroud. All right, quick little break here. This is where the majority of you I haven't made mad yet, and maybe you want to resort those. That's probably most of the top 6 most people would have, and that's fine. If you want to disagree, please do leave a comment on what you disagree with. If you like the video and leave a comment, I will respond, promise, however you want to leave that comment to me. Maybe you want to be nice and say, it was great, I agree with everything you said. I highly doubt it. But either way, like the video, comment, and I really do appreciate it. These are, again, our rankings for this season upcoming. So that's our top 6. Moving on to number 7. Number 7, Mr. Brock Purdy. I'm not going to put a long pause there. It'll get cut out in the back end. But look, does he have an elite, one of the best? You know what? Actually, I'll just spoil this one. He has the best running back. Christian McCaffrey is going to be my number 1 ranked running back. Spoiler alert. Does he have an incredible coach with schemes, with blocking? Does he have a selfless tight end who likes blocking more than anything else? Does he have multiple weapons outside and inside? Yes. That's why he's rated this high. Look, it's a very interesting thing we do in these debates. Depending on who it is or what team they play for or what situation they're in, we have this hypothetical situation of, well, what if they switch teams? Well, what if he was on this team and if he was not? Well, isn't the point that he is the quarterback for this team? I don't get the alternate. I'm not saying I'll never have those debates. I don't get the alternate universe of, well, if Brock Purdy, well, he is. He is the quarterback for the 49ers. If you want to say, well, if somebody else was the 49ers quarterback, they'd be just as successful. Okay. They're not, though. He's the quarterback of the team right now. Trey Lance wasn't. Well, he was the you hear all the, well, Jimmy Garoppolo made it to the Super Bowl, lost just as well. Well, they got rid of him to keep Purdy. Not actually. But you understand the point. He's not making hardly any money. He lets them build their team. I don't know what's going to happen with Ayuk. I'm not sure, but I still trust him. Let me give you some Purdy stats. Look, he doesn't get in the way. He takes care of the ball relatively well. A few hiccups last year. His running back led the league in rushing yards and had the second most rushing touchdowns. So if you were arguing, well, they don't win because of him, okay, fine. Then how did he have top 5 passing yards? How did he have top 3 passing touchdowns? Well, it creates his, exactly, and he takes advantage of it. I'm not sitting here saying he's the 7th most talented person, blah, 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 blah. I'm saying he's the 7th best quarterback right now. 5th most passing yards, 3rd most passing touchdowns, with a running back that led the league in rushing and had the 2nd most rushing touchdowns. His team takes care of him, and often he returns the favor. So you can keep hating, you can keep doubting, and keep criticizing, and he will keep performing. And if they don't pay Ayuk, maybe he'll get exposed, and he won't have it, and just wait till a few years from now. Well, this is for this year, and I'm not going to count on him not to be a good quarterback. There. All right. Don't like it, leave a comment. Said that a bunch. Say it again. Number 8. We have Dak Prescott. Look, as I said before, I'm an Eagles fan. I don't want Dak to be good. I don't know what they're doing, if they're going to pay him, if they're going to extend him. I have no clue what they're doing. I don't know if Jerry Jones knows what he's doing. But this is the Cowboys' year. Okay, no, I don't actually mean that. That part was a joke. But to act like Dak isn't good to a very good quarterback is just wild. We're not talking about the same thing I said with Mahomes. We're not talking about a winner take all, one game in the postseason when everything's on the line. No, we're talking about for a full season, okay, who is going to produce the most, who's going to be the best at their position. Have him at number 8. I think you could even raise him up more. Here's 2 things from Dak last year that you may not know. Yes, they won their division. The Eagles choked. Well, Dak was top 3 in passing yards. He also had the most passing touchdowns in the whole league. And one of the top receivers, watch the video, at his disposal, and Cook starts being more involved in the offense last season as well. And you might not like him. You may not trust him in the biggest of moments. Rightfully so. I don't either. But even as somebody, look, I wish no success for the guy. Nothing personal, but you got a star on your helmet. I'm against you. Here's the thing. I don't wish any success on the guy. And I hope I'm wrong about this. You can't act like he's incompetent and he's not a good quarterback. Just because he was embarrassed the last time we seen him, right? Facing the Packers in the playoffs and they were down. Just because of that doesn't erase the whole body of work he has year after year after year. So the fact that you saw him lose to the Packers as your last memory, you're thinking he's suddenly not good? I don't know. Speaking of Packers, number 9 on the list, Jordan Love. Now, this is not a prisoner in the moment thing. The Packers, it seems like he'll fully be integrated in the offense, and the typical Packers quarterback sit, wait, prosper technique is going to work yet again. So I'm not just basing this on Love having a little success last year. A lot of success. They sneak into the playoffs, knock off the Cowboys, we just talked about. Okay. You should have had him higher than Dak. Dak's done it longer. Love has a very small sample size. But I am basing a little bit of this on Love's past. The Packers have this way of making them involved, engaged. They see he can do it. Now it's his. The more comfortable he feels, and that's something I really do value a lot about CJ Stroud, we talked about a little earlier, he just looks so comfortable in the pocket all the time. Sometimes Love doesn't look that way. He looks a little quirky, a little jerky, a little moving this way, that way, but he makes plays. The better he's going to perform, the more comfortable he feels. And for his sake, hopefully he doesn't have a revolving door at receiver this year. I'm not sure if anyone can figure out exactly what's going on with Christian Watson, and his type of injury is like an actual science experiment at this point. But they're going to have some people step up and stay in those roles that he can throw to. And there's several different options of receiver he can do it for. I'm not talking about the receivers here. I'm talking about Jordan Love. And he has a great head coach, Matt LaFleur, great coach. He's going to help him succeed as well. Some of his touchdowns kind of on metrics land on the lucky side of some stats, but okay, even if that doesn't be the case, I think he's going to be more successful from the beginning. And I think this new NFC North, this competitive, great grit division, those fan bases are going to continue to hate Packers quarterbacks because Jordan Love's just going to keep this offense humming. And I think he's just going to succeed. And I don't have a whole lot of concerns for him. All right. Number 10, don't turn the video off. Watch to the end. Like the video. Again, you like and you comment. I'll respond to anything that you say within reason, obviously. But before you start hating on this pick, I understand there's several quarterbacks you could have here. There's probably maybe several you'd knock out. Great. Leave a comment. Tell me exactly who it is. Leave your full list. Tell me where I messed up. Tell me what you'd move. Tell me I'm an idiot. Tell me I'm a genius. Tell me something. Let's get this going. Justin Herbert, number 10. Again, before you start hating, let's think about this for a minute rationally. If I said this at the beginning of last season, ask yourself how you would feel. Most of you probably feel about the same as you did, which means you're not basing it just on last year. So don't just give me last year's stats and say, well, he did this last year. Look, congrats. He did not have a great year last year. Missed 4 games, was injured, a lot of moving parts. He's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. But one thing we wanted to see from him last year is he pushed the ball downfield more, and he did that. Okay? What we've been asking for, and now he has a coach that basically had a choice between many opportunities, in my belief, and he chose him. Yes, he chose him. The most important part of a team is what? The quarterback. And Harbaugh chose this team. Do you think he goes to the Chargers? Herbert's not there. Genuinely ask yourself that. Why would he went to this situation? The rest of the team, Mike Williams, Keenan Allen, out. Well, Mike Williams probably was only going to be there for 6 games anyways. Sorry, Mike, but it's just the truth. Taking away reps from people that could be getting them. We saw Quentin Johnston miss pass after pass. He's still there. Maybe he'll step up. This young, unfamiliar wide receiver group, not exactly sure. Kind of similar to Josh Allen's situation. But I just think Herbert's too good. He's too talented. And here's the biggest thing. Harbaugh cares too much about the offensive line that he's not going to let him flounder. And we don't really know about the exact case of how their offense or the flow or the scheme or what it's going to look like. They're going to be tough. We know that. Of course, that's a Harbaugh way. But he's too talented. Harbaugh cares too much about the offensive line. And Harbaugh understands that Herbert has the talent. I fully believe in Herbert's talent. And look, if you want to say this is where I'm the most wrong, great, say it. But also keep that same energy whenever at the end of the year is proven right. I just want that out there as well. Also, Herbert was even better under pressure last season than he has been. And he's not going to be under as much pressure this year as long as Harbaugh can get the offensive line clicking. That's what he's there for. Okay? The trenches. So, that's the list of the top 10 quarterbacks. I'm sure, as I've said many times, you have your disagreements, your comments, your concerns, whatever the case may be. But like the video, comment. I'll respond to anything you say. Thanks, everybody. This was actually very fun. I enjoyed doing this. I'll go through the list one more time just for a nice little summary. Number 1, Jaylen Herz. Number 2, Josh Allen. Number 3, Patrick Mahomes. Number 4, Lamar Jackson. Number 5, Joe Burrow. Number 6, C.J. Stroud. 7, Brock Purdy. 8, Dak Prescott. 9, Jordan Love. And 10, Justin Herbert. Obviously, there's some big names left off. There's some people maybe you believe in more than I do. Maybe there's people I believe in more than you do. Let me know what got it wrong. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. Until next time, this has been a Pig City Podcast episode. See you.